The Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Sir Pizza, whose 3 Murfreesboro locations offer a huge selection of mouthwatering pizzas, sandwiches, pastas, and wings. Order your favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com. I'm Danny Brewer. I'm super pleased now to be joined by Stewarts Creek head football coach Ben Caudill. Coach Caudill, how are you?
Doing well. How are you, Danny?
Oh, well, we're doing great, man. I mean, it's August. We got football season coming up. The Grade 1 Alabama Stakes is today. They're running the Del Mar Oaks. I mean, I'm a happy camper, I'm telling you now.
Yeah, we got college football starting soon. Obviously, high school football on the horizon, so it's a great time of the year.
Sure is. Coach, how many years have you been at the Creek?
This is going into year 6.
Year 6, life at the Creek, good, right?
It's been a great place for me and my family. You talk a lot about, just fit, and me and my personality and who I am and more importantly, who I strive to be, much more than just a coach, but a father, a husband, a leader of men, follower of Christ. And, so working with Dr. Harrell, retired Lieutenant Colonel chaplain in the Air Force, and all the things that he represents, not just as a principal, but as a leader. Athletic director Todd Harris, several years in children's ministry, also our assistant principal now. Like, it's just been a great fit for me, across the board. And so I'm very excited, to be able to be the leader of our program.
Well, Coach, I'm just going to say this, as a guy in the community, we're happy to have someone like you because in today's society, I'm going to get on my soapbox just a second. In today's society, man, some of that stuff's missing. Some of that stuff's missing. So to know that we have a guy who preaches the right thing and teaches the right thing, I think is very important.
Well, you try more than anything to walk and live it, much more than what you say. And so, but we have so many great people in our building, tremendous leaders, committed husbands and fathers on our staff too, and it takes an entire village with what our youth is being attacked with nowadays.
No doubt about that. Okay, so we're talking about leaders for just a second. I see you got your Warner's Athletic Construction shirt on. Lou Warner, he's one of my boys. I'm telling you, Lou's a great leader. He's got a great company. They do a great job. Let's talk about the football field and what that has done for you guys as far as having a turf field and how that has helped your program or changed your program in any way. What do you think, Coach?
Well, you just look at this morning. It's been raining a little bit, and 3 years ago, if it was raining a little bit on a Saturday morning and we had a full slate of youth league games, our field would, be in really bad shape come Monday for practice. And now our youth league's on it all day. It's been raining this morning, and it's just a tremendous blessing. I was talking to our team this week about, soccer was playing on Tuesday, and we went over to the practice field, and, we used to only practice on the practice field, and now we got to go over there maybe 2 days a week, and it's this, almost something that we're not even used to. And so, those that have been around long enough know that, it's a huge blessing, and having a field's a game changer, and having a field like we do in this county, you're going to have to go into debt. A lot of people don't realize, there's no tax funds that go towards, your athletic facilities in this county. Most people don't realize when you become a head coach in this county, you eat what you kill, and you better put your fundraising hat on. And our field is, it's a higher mortgage than my house, and so you got to be really invested in this county and believe in what you're doing and believe in your program in school to, get things done and get it through the bank and figure out how the loan's going to go through. And so there's a lot of, I think for me and several people that were a part of that process, there's a lot of sweat equity into what, our program is growing into, and there's a whole lot of pride that's taken with that.
The bar is pretty high in this county, but that's the way you like it, correct?
Shoot, man, this is a tremendous, community to raise your kids in. Our school is listening to other coaches this morning about just the coming and going of kids. I'm telling you, no, kids don't leave Stewarts Creek. families don't want to take their child out of a tremendous school, a tremendous academic school. Our academic support is, we go to all these coaching clinics, well, I'm telling you, people come to us and study our academic support systems, and we're just the leadership of our school across the board is, incredible. And, you want to be in a community where that's important, and you want your kids to be in a school system where that's, valued, and you want to play football in a community that matters. So, and where it means something. And so, needless to say, no question, that's the case for us here in Rutherford County.
Let's talk a little bit about the year that was, Coach. A lot of good things happened last year. Lots of explosive plays. Offensively, you put some points on the board. Talk a little bit about the year that was, and what you think, and how does last year help this year any at all?
Well, last year was last year, and it was a great season, second most wins in school history. I think for me, looking back, there's a lot of, meat that was left on the bone, lost to Antioch, where we had the ball on about the 15-yard line as time expired and couldn't get it in. Game against Smyrna, we throw a pick six early that ended up being the difference, missed a wide open touchdown on the first play of the game, then other regular season loss to Rockvale. We had all the momentum right before half, through a pick six on our own 15-yard line, and playoff game against Ravenwood. I thought Ravenwood was one of the top 5 teams in the state last year in 6A. We were up at half, tied going into the fourth quarter, and just weren't able to seal the deal in the fourth quarter. And so, to me, a lot of people are super excited about second most wins in school history, and to me, it's I feel like in each of those games there's one or two plays. There's one or two plays that can prevent you from hosting a first-round playoff game as opposed to going on the road in the first round. And so really proud of what last year's group was able to do, and equally as proud as kind of that torch being passed to this year's group. And it's a new team. Last year was great. We graduated a bunch of great players, great leaders, but it's this year's group's time to step up to the plate.
Yeah, the shoulda, woulda, couldas don't add up to a lot on as far as at the bottom line, but still it gives you encouragement, right?
Yeah, it just shows you, there's a fine line between winning and losing in 6A football. Winning games are really hard, and unfortunately losing games can become pretty easy at times. And hopefully we can become a team that doesn't beat ourselves. Where the Redhawks don't beat the Redhawks, where we're competing against the other team and not ourselves.
Right. Coach, let's talk a little bit about the offense you got coming back. 'Cause like I said, last year you guys were good offensively. You did a lot of good things offensively. What do you got going on this year offensively?
Well, I tell you, we lost some big-time guys. Kenny Jordan ended up at Princeton. We had another young man, Javari Note, ended up walking on at Arkansas State. Had another dynamic player end up at Pitt. And so we graduated a lot of high-end talent. And so the biggest mistake we could make is trying to do what we did last year schematically with losing some of those guys, probably the best lineman we've ever had offensively in our school's history too, and John Moody. And so, this group is a much different group offensively. It's one that has been taking some great strides throughout the preseason, and excited to see their product this coming Friday night.
Let's talk a little bit about the Red Hawk tradition. You've touched on that briefly. The Red Hawk tradition, is that something that you've really valued in building?
Man, there's no question. I mean, I've been at Stewarts Creek long enough to, hear the conversation when I arrived there of, you don't need to go there. They've won 5 games in 2 years and never made the playoffs. And, we went 8-3 in 19 when Burt Brown was head coach, and we've made the playoffs every single year. And, we still feel like our best football is ahead of us. Our best years as a school are ahead of us. The growth that we've experienced as a school, we've about doubled in size as a school since I arrived in 2019. And, our little sliver of the county, it's a prime place to be. And people want to get in our school zone, and they don't want to leave it. These rezoning talks and everything, it is a awesome place to be. And I'm definitely excited to keep building on the tradition that we've established these last 5-6 years.
Home opener, Tullahoma, right? That's who you open up with. Talk a little bit about that matchup.
You know, it's kind of a unique situation. They actually played the first year or two as a school back when Stewarts Creek was 5A, still growing enrollment. And we went down to Tullahoma last year. Tremendous environment, really, really tough. They're 2-3 years removed from winning the state championship. You know, Coach Olive kind of passed the torch on to Coach Coy Sisk, who's done a great job. They had a tremendous team last year, and he's done a great job scheduling with us and Rockvale out of their region, and obviously they're always going to play Coffee, and so that community really cares about their team. They're going to be really tough, really well coached, and we're going to have to put a great plan in place to have some success on Friday night.
Because Tullahoma has been one of those tradition-rich programs. Because I mean, they've been good for like a long, long time. And of course, you know, all programs have their ebbs and flows, but they've been good for a long, long time. Good to play teams like that on your schedule.
Oh, no question. It's good to get your kids out of Rutherford County and playing against different communities, and you know, kind of some of those, you know, one school towns. And obviously, Coffee County has 2 schools, but Tullahoma is really its own entity. You know, so definitely. Excited about the challenge, you know, right out of the gate. You want to be tested, you know, week 1, and that's certainly going to be the case for us.
Well, Coach, I'm sure you'll have the answers. Ben Caudill, Stewarts Creek High School, doing great things over there. If you want to see some good football, see them Red Hawks fly. Coach, we appreciate your time.
Yes, sir, and I want to give a shout-out to my son today. He had his first fall ball game sitting next to me, George. The Rangers beat the Reds. He went 3 for 3 with 2 home runs, and so very proud of him and his performance last night. And we're excited to, get our season started this coming Friday night as well.
Mom's talent shining through. Coach, appreciate your time. Yes, wish you the best of luck. Yes, the Coaches Show is brought to you by Bowen's Body Shop. From dings and dents to full body work, trust Jeff and Kyle Bowen to do the job right. They're located on Middle Tennessee Boulevard.
The Blue Raider fan source for officially